The FedExCup Playoffs are supposed to be where the best of the best battle for the sport's biggest prize. But this year, the postseason will look very different. Some of the biggest names in golf won't be there, and the golf world is demanding answers. Jason Day's 18-year streak is over. Jordan Spieth's season is finished, and a former world number one is watching from home. The playoff field has never looked like this, and fans can't believe it. Jason Day's 18-year FedExCup playoff streak is over. The former world number one, who qualified for the postseason every year since 2008, missed the cut at the Wyndham Championship and will miss the playoff for the first time in his career. The streak was a testament to Day's remarkable consistency. He was the second most consistent qualifier in the FedExCup era, trailing only Keegan Bradley. But unlike Bradley, Day's streak ran uninterrupted from the very beginning of the playoffs' existence. The pinnacle of his career came in 2015. Fresh off winning the PGA Championship for his first major title, Day entered that year's playoffs as the hottest player in golf. He won the Barclays by 6 shots with a final round 62, then followed with another 6-shot victory 2 weeks later at the BMW Championship. The Barclays victory vaulted him to world number one in the official world golf ranking for the first time in his career. But the 2026 season was a nightmare. Day opened with a runner-up finish at the American Express, but then the body started to fail him. A lingering back injury that had plagued Day throughout his career returned with a vengeance. He withdrew after 10 holes of the opening round at the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills in June, and he was carted back to the clubhouse in significant discomfort. The man who once dominated the playoffs was now watching them from the sidelines. Jordan Spieth won't be in the FedExCup playoffs either. The 3-time major champion has struggled all season, and he missed the cut at the Wyndham Championship to officially end his playoff hopes. Spieth hasn't won since April 2022. That's more than 4 years without a victory for a player who once seemed destined to dominate golf for a decade. The 33-year-old from Dallas has been let down by a different part of his game each week. His driving has been slightly off at times, while other times his iron play, or chipping and putting, has let him down. At the Rocket Classic, his putter was cold, and his average form on the greens was the reason he entered the final round 9 strokes adrift of the leader. The stats tell a devastating story. He is ranked 69th in strokes gained off the tee, 78th in strokes gained approach, 54th in strokes gained putting, and 78th in strokes gained around the green. The numbers don't lie. They paint a picture of a player who is a long, long way from being in a position to win again. The man who was once the most feared putter on the planet is now a spectator for the playoffs. Brooks Koepka's return to the PGA Tour has been a disaster. The 5-time major champion, who accepted the returning member program and paid a $5 million fine to come back, will miss the FedExCup playoffs. Koepka entered the Wyndham Championship, ranked 86th in the FedExCup standings. He needed at least a 4th-place finish to make the top 70 and keep his season alive. It was a tall task considering he had only one top 10 finish all season. Koepka shot an even par 70 in the first round at Sedgefield Country Club, leaving him with work to do on Friday. But he struggled again, carding a 72 and missed the cut by several shots. This is Koepka's first full season back on the PGA Tour, following 4 years competing on LIV Golf. Under the terms of his return agreement, he cannot accept sponsor exemptions into signature events next year unless he finishes inside the top 50 in the FedExCup standings. If he doesn't make the playoffs, he is back where he began in 2026. The 5-time major champion is watching the playoffs from home, and he has no one to blame but himself. Day, Spieth, and Koepka weren't the only big names to miss out. Several other established players failed to qualify for the postseason. Keegan Bradley, who entered the Wyndham Championship at number 72 in the FedExCup standings, was well outside the projected cut until making birdie on 3 of his last 6 holes. He finished at 3 under 137, and his playoff hopes hung in the balance until the final groups finished. Both Christiaan Bezuidenhout and Ben Coles missed birdie putts on their final holes that would have knocked him out. Mac Meissner, who was number 71 in the FedEx Cup, just one spot outside the playoffs, was one shot inside the projected cut at 4 under when he missed the 18th fairway, got it back to the fairway, hit wedge to just inside 45 feet, and 3-putted for double bogey to miss by 1 shot. The margins are razor thin, and for some, the season ends with heartbreak. While some stars fell short, others found a way in. Beau Hossler, who has never won on the PGA Tour, needed nothing short of victory to make the top 70. He entered the final round tied for the lead at 16 under. Jackson Koivin, the 21-year-old rookie who won the 3-meter Open and the John Deere Classic, made the cut by a single stroke and secured his spot in the playoffs. But for the players who missed out, the questions are painful. Jason Day is taking time off to let his body heal. Jordan Spieth is searching for answers. Brooks Koepka is wondering if his return to the PGA Tour was worth it. The 2026 FedExCup Playoffs will be defined by who isn't there. Jason Day's 18-year streak is over. Jordan Spieth's season of frustration has ended in disappointment. Brooks Koepka's return to the PGA Tour has been a disaster. The questions now are impossible to ignore. Can Day's body ever allow him to compete at the highest level again? Will Spieth ever find his way back to the winner's circle? And what does Koepka's failure say about the challenges of returning from LIV golf? One thing is certain. The playoff field has never looked like this, and the golf world will be watching every shot.